Introduction. Tiberius, the shadow of Augustus Tiberius Claudius Nero, was born in 3 BC, during a period of relative peace and prosperity in the Roman Empire under the reign of Augustus, his stepfather. While Tiberius' legacy would be defined by his eventual ascension to the imperial throne, his life began in the shadow of his more famous relatives. This section will serve as an introduction to his significance in Roman history, detailing how his birth and early life positioned him as an unlikely but eventual successor to Augustus. The political climate of Rome in 3 BC. In 3 BC, Rome was under the rule of its first emperor, Augustus, who had effectively transitioned the Roman Republic into the Roman Empire. The year marked the height of Augustus' power, having established the Pax Romana, a period of relative peace and prosperity across the empire. Augustus had reshaped the Roman government, centralizing authority while maintaining the facade of republicanism. This section would explore the political system in place at the time of Tiberius' birth, the role of the Senate, the administrative structures Augustus created, and the broader geopolitical stability of the empire. It would also touch upon the personal life of Augustus, his family, and how his ambition for dynastic continuity laid the groundwork for Tiberius' eventual rise. Tiberius' parentage and family lineage. Tiberius was born into a prestigious and complex family. His mother, Livia Drusilla, was a key figure in Roman political and social circles. She was one of the most influential women in Roman history, not only due to her marriage to Augustus but also because of her connections and maneuvering within the political landscape. His biological father, Tiberius Claudius Nero, was a member of the Roman aristocracy, who initially opposed Augustus but later aligned himself with the new regime. After divorcing Nero, Livia married Augustus, who adopted Tiberius and his brother Drusus into his family. This section would delve into the family dynamics, the influence of Livia on Tiberius' upbringing, and how his stepfather Augustus shaped his early life and future. The early years of Tiberius. Born into the highest echelons of Roman society, Tiberius spent his childhood and youth in a world dominated by political power and social expectations. Augustus was deeply invested in ensuring the future of his dynasty, and while Tiberius was not initially viewed as the primary heir, his education and training were nonetheless designed to prepare him for public life. Tiberius' education likely included studies in rhetoric, military tactics, and governance, equipping him for roles in both politics and the military. He was raised alongside other potential heirs, including his younger brother Drusus the Elder, and later Augustus' grandsons, Gaius and Lucius Caesar, who were initially considered the more likely successors. The importance of the Julian and Claudian dynasties. The birth of Tiberius occurred at a time when the concept of imperial succession was still developing. Augustus' marriage to Livia and his subsequent adoption of Tiberius created a fusion between the Julian and Claudian families, which would later form the Julio-Claudian Dynasty. This section would explore the significance of the merging of these two families, tracing their origins and the political ramifications of their union. The section would also cover the role of Tiberius in the broader dynastic strategy of Augustus, detailing how Augustus navigated the complex familial relationships and rivalries that would shape the future of the empire. The marriage and political alliances of Tiberius. A crucial aspect of Tiberius' early life was his marriages, both of which had significant political implications. His first marriage to Vipsania Agrippina, the daughter of Augustus' right-hand man Marcus Agrippa, positioned Tiberius in close proximity to the most powerful figures of the empire. However, this marriage was not to last. Augustus forced Tiberius to divorce Vipsania and marry his daughter Julia the Elder, a strategic alliance meant to consolidate Tiberius' connection to the Julian family. The marriage to Julia was far from happy, but it strengthened Tiberius' claim to the imperial succession. This section would examine the personal and political dimensions of Tiberius' marriages and their impact on his rise to power. Tiberius' military career, early years and accomplishments. Tiberius distinguished himself early in his life through his military service. Augustus sent him to the eastern provinces and the Rhine frontier, where he led successful campaigns against various enemies of Rome, including the Pannonians, the Dalmatians, and the Germanic tribes. This section would go into detail about Tiberius' military campaigns, his leadership style, and how his military prowess earned him the respect of both the Roman legions and the Senate. His success as a general played a significant role in shaping public perception of him as a capable and worthy successor to Augustus. Tiberius' role in Roman politics during Augustus' reign. Though Tiberius initially held secondary political roles, his involvement in Roman governance grew as Augustus aged and his health began to decline. Tiberius assumed greater responsibilities in managing the empire, acting as a trusted advisor and de facto regent during Augustus' periods of illness. This section would explore Tiberius' growing political power, his appointments to various offices, and the ways in which Augustus gradually positioned him as his successor. This transition was not without challenges, as other potential heirs, most notably Augustus' grandsons Gaius and Lucius, competed for the favor of the emperor and the Roman people. The death of Gaius and Lucius Caesar, Tiberius as the heir apparent. The deaths of Augustus' grandsons Gaius and Lucius Caesar in AD 2 and AD 4, respectively, marked a turning point in Tiberius' path to the imperial throne. Their untimely deaths left Augustus with limited options for succession, and Tiberius, though not his first choice, was formally adopted as Augustus' son and designated heir. This section would discuss the political and personal implications of these deaths, and how they cleared the way for Tiberius' rise. It would also cover the public response to the deaths of the popular grandsons and how Augustus managed the transition to Tiberius as his chosen successor. Tiberius' relationship with Augustus. A complex dynamic. The relationship between Tiberius and Augustus was one of both loyalty and tension. Augustus appreciated Tiberius' competence, but the forced marriage to Julia and Tiberius' periodic retreats from public life strained their relationship.